Welcome back, everyone. So, today I want to tell you guys that you should be romanticizing your progress. All right, romanticizing your growth as a person, as a man, as a woman, whoever you are, romanticize it. All right, this kind of got me thinking about of why I started the gym and why I continue to, you know, stay consistent in the gym, but also more than that, but also having fun. Okay. All you guys seem miserable at the gym, or you have something going on, totally understandable. But like some of you guys, you might be pissed off all the time. You're like, oh, I have to go to the gym and all this, and it's just like, relax, relax. All right. The gym is supposed to be fun. All right. The gym is supposed to be a playground where you get to, learn more about who you are, learn about how your body adapts, how it grows, what you respond to. Okay, this whole like over optimization things and science, you could delve too much into the science, you kind of forget why you started in the first place. You know, I started because, well, I kind of, so I did endurance running. Now I went into strength training because, well, I kind of got bored with the other thing. I don't want to go into this, but also because I want to get jacked, strong, handsome, all that kind of jazz. And moreover than that, you know, I like to read fantasy. I like to read historical things, all the knights and dragons and soldiers and all that. I wanted to look like those. I want to look like that knight. I want to look like Conan the Barbarian. I wanted to look like all these heroes that were magnificent, all right, strong, handsome, beautiful, capable, intelligent. That's all I wanted. All right, that's my vision. Right? You gotta sort of romanticize that process. All right, it's not just like, oh, I'll just do a couple curls and do some back rows or whatever. No, no, no. You're in there, you're pumping iron. It's a temple for the body. You have to romanticize that process, right? Make it seem bigger than it actually is, okay? Not in, you know, actually, I don't care. You can call it LARPing, you can call it cringe, you can call it whatever you want. I don't really care because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you enjoy it, if that makes you, you know, helps you keep accountable and consistent, and it allows you to have fun lifting, hell yeah. All right, do that. All right, romanticize the process. Don't just, oh, input this variable and you get the output. Like, no, no. Make it something fun. Make it like a story. All right? Make it a story. Romanticize the process. All right. You're not just in the gym. All right. You're going to work on your weaknesses. Again, you can call it that cringe. I don't really give a shit. Okay. You're going to war on those weaknesses. You're building yourself up like a warrior, like a barbarian. Get ripped. All right. A caveman physique. All right. You gotta romanticize that process. All right. Make it fun. Make it adaptable. Because that's what's gonna keep you consistent. So that's what I have to say about that. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is that you don't even have to apply this to the gym. You can apply this to all sorts of areas in your life. I mean, gosh, you can apply this to MMA. All right, I got a friend who does MMA. All right, he's loving it. He's loving it. And I have friends who do running. I have friends who do, cross country, who are in track. I have friends who do football and soccer and all these other different sports. You can apply this concept of romanticizing the process to those areas. All right, make it seem more than it actually is. All right, that way, when you do accomplish those goals, or it feels like it's more than it actually is. But that reinforces you to keep on going. And more than that, it just makes it fun. All right, it adds depth into your daily life. And I think that's the thing that people need to understand. It's because it's making the simple things fun. All right, it's making this water bottle like a trove of life. All right, water. It's just water. Who cares? It's like, no, this is my flask of life because water gives me life. It gives me power. All right, something like that. Just simple items can make it so much more engaging, so much more exciting and fun. That's what we got to do. All right, all right. Have that childlike mentality of like everything is an adventure. Everything is new and exciting and fun. Because if you lose that sense of the unknown, it makes things boring, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the gym and curl this and bench that and do some squats, maybe calves, maybe I'll skip it. No, 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 no. No. That's not how you do it. Okay. That's just it gets to that point where it gets boring. All right. I've gotten to that point where something like, whatever, I'm just gonna do this. But I realize over time is that you have to have that. You have to keep that childlike mentality, right? Be a childlike, not childish. If you get what I mean. All right, you are an adult, right? Have responsibilities, all that stuff, but like have a curiosity into the unknown. All right, try different things. You don't have to do the same workout every single day. All right, try new things, try new exercises. You know, I actually love going to new gyms occasionally. Maybe try their free trial or something. I just try out their machines because sometimes I'm I'm bored and of my old gym and I need to try something new. Okay. I love trying those different machines, those doohickeys, those contraptions, if you will. You know, we all know about we all know about these machines, but some of them are very obscure. Right? Again, it's tapping into that childlike wonder that something about it just makes us like, wow, this is so cool. Like it reminds you of why you started. Okay. It reminds you of why you started this process in the journey. And I think romanticizing that process really just helps everything out. So that's all for today. I don't have anything else other to say. So yeah, just gotta keep it short, keep it sweet, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.